Okay, so here is a demonstration on how to perform a bump in volleyball or a forearm pass. So the first step is the actual preparation. If you look at the legs, you can see that the feet are very spread apart, even further than the shoulder width, and the knees are very bent. This is so that you can jump from side to side, or you can shuffle from side to side, go forward, backwards. You're ready to do anything to go in any direction because the ball isn't necessarily going to come straight to you. It's actually very, very rare that the ball will come straight to you, believe it or not, in the sport. So that's why it's important to be ready to move from side to side. The next thing to keep in mind is the back, or the position of your upper body. As you can see, the back here is a little bit bent and leaning forward. This is because if you were to keep your back straight, and as if you were to not lean forward, once you would make contact with the ball, it would just go straight up or maybe a few feet in front of you. But by actually leaning forward, you're able to create a kind of angle with your arms to send the ball high and forward. The next step is the arms. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that they're actually placed properly. Now to do this, you take your hand, your non-dominant hand, and you place it in front of you. Take your dominant hand and put it on top of your other hand, and basically just curl your fingers inward. Now what you want to do is, as you see in the video, is to extend your arms forward, kind of showing your forearms forward. Once your hands are correctly placed and your arms are fully extended, now you just want to make sure that you keep your arms at the right spot. So what that means is, as you can see in this video, my arms are pointing towards the floor, but a little bit in front of me. Now, if my arms were glued to my chest and pointing straight down to the floor, I wouldn't have any time to absorb the ball, and they just kind of hit off my arms and fall to the floor. On the other way, if my arms were all the way up to my face, then I'd have to bring them all the way down and then bring them back up to hit the ball, and that just kind of wastes time. So it's good to keep them at an in-between point.
Yeah, I'm recording.
The last part is your actual contact with the ball. So what you want to make sure you keep in mind is that the ball is going to hit your forearm, but the lower part of your forearm, not quite your wrist, but just above it. This area is going to be called the platform. This is why it's important to keep your hands placed together properly and to fully extend your arms. This way your platform is going to be showing and it's going to be as flat as possible. Otherwise, you want to make sure you don't swing too much. In the video, you can see that there is some swing, but there's also a bend of the knees. You use your whole body as one to kind of absorb the ball and hit it towards your target where you want it to go. Finally, one thing to keep in mind is that it'll be much easier if you plant yourself on the floor and stop moving before actually bumping or doing the forearm pass. If you plant your ground and position yourself correctly and face towards where you want to pass the ball, you'll be able to send it there with more ease. Whereas if you were to kind of put your arms to the side and try to hit it in the direction where you want, but you're not really facing it, it's kind of your target is to your left. That makes it a lot harder. So if you're square to your target and you're facing them and you plant yourself and then bump the ball to them, it'll be a lot easier to send it to them. Now I know that there are a lot of steps in order to correctly perform a bump or a forearm pass, but don't stress over that. Just kind of practice it one step at a time and eventually you'll be a pro.